Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'll be painting up Wizkids Triceratops. The artwork on the back of the box shows you their version of the painted figure, which in my opinion looks absolutely awful, so hopefully I can do a little bit better. But first of all, let's get the packaging open and see what we've got to work with. And right off the bat you can tell this figure is quite large, which is always a bonus when it comes to painting. As well as the sculpted base, it comes with a separate round base, and I will be merging both of these together. But first of all, there are a few seam lines to remove, as well as some big gaps to fill in. So to do that, I either scrape it off with a hobby knife, or file it down with a sanding stick. And for filling in the holes, I use some Tamiya modelling putty, and that spreads on nice and easily with a wet finger. To extend the base, I'm going to use some milliput. This is a two-part epoxy which needs mixing together. When it's old stock like this is, it takes a little bit of elbow grease to soften it up. Then it's just a matter of sticking it down where it needs to go. And then using a sculpting tool, I'll blend it in with the pre-existing base. Board up tin foil is great for adding some texture. And this is how the Triceratops is looking so far. And now I can start moving on to the painting stage. This model comes pre-primed, so I'll need to prime the new areas. But first of all, I just need to neaten up the edges and make them nice and smooth. Then goes on the primer, followed by a forest matte green, and this will act as a base colour. To create a little bit of natural colour difference, I dry brush on a brighter green. Then I dry brush on a cream colour to catch those raised areas. And all these things combined help make the dinosaur look a bit more three-dimensional. Just to add a little bit of colour difference, I dry brushed on a yellow for the crest area. And I also blended some of this onto the face and the underbelly. And now for the part that every dinosaur loves, getting their nails painted. And this is in an off-white colour. And while I'm at it, I paint the horns in the same colour, plus all the other bony elements, including the ridges which go around the crest. And because we've no idea what colour scheme dinosaurs actually had, we can make it up. I added a bead of black for the eyes and a salmon colour for the tongue. I added brown wash to all the bone areas, including the horns. Then using a cotton bud, I slowly take some of it away, especially towards the tip. This will create a gradient toward the stabbing point, which would naturally be a little bit cleaner. I covered the base with a dark green. Then I added on a few dabs of brown wash to create some variations. And once that's dried, I dry brush on some light green, followed by a light grey. And once again this creates more natural colour variation in the ground. And to top that off, I use some muddy brown pigment, and this will help to blend in the legs and feet to the ground. And because we don't want the pigment rubbing off, now's a good time to give it a clear coat. Because grass did not exist millions of years ago, we needed some kind of foliage. The leaves on this cheap plastic plant look like ferns, so I'll track them up. Because these plants are one tone, I'll cover them in a brown wash, and that should help make them look a little bit more realistic. And while those are drying, I dig out my mini drill and start drilling some holes in the base. This way the glue will have more surface area to adhere to, and the plants will have less chance of falling out. And for this I just use good old fashioned super glue. As you can see, I'm adding these plants on in clusters. I didn't want to overcrowd the base, so I put on just enough to sell the illusion. And there we have it, the finished Triceratops model from Wizkids. It shows just what a difference a detailed base can make, especially in helping to set the environment and adding that touch of reality to your fantasy games. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, so can you.